This is the KRMG Afternoon News with Skylar Cooper.
Breakdown. Go ahead, give it to me.
Time for the BA Breakdown on this Tuesday afternoon. Now, normally at this time, we are talking with Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon. He's got the day off, so sitting in is Broken Arrow's Economic Development Manager, Jennifer Rush. Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So I have a million questions for you. We've not actually got a chance to do this before, but I'll start with something a lot of people are probably wondering. It's your first time on the BA Breakdown. I thought I would just have you tell everyone what it is an Economic Development Manager does.
Oh, wonderful. That's a great question. So economic development managers, we work on providing the city manager would call it the fuel that sustains the city. And so some of the things that we work towards are expanding business, recruiting business, anything that provides those sales tax revenues, those ad valorem tax revenues that then help in turn support our infrastructure and our employees.
So if a gas station or a restaurant, something opens in town, there's a good chance you've probably been involved in that.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some developments that do kind of sneak by us, but usually people want to have somebody to talk to. Each city is different how they do their development process. Each city has a different incentive process as well if they're requesting that. And so kind of the first person that people would connect with to see, how they can make their entrance into Broken Arrow.
So do people come to you and say like, hey, I want this restaurant or that business in town. Can you make it happen? Do they come to you and ask for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love hearing the support from the residents and things that they want. It's really interesting. I'll sit and read some of the social media comments of different businesses and different ideas. Typically, I know most of what people are requesting. Every now and then there'll be a new one that I haven't heard that I'll get the opportunity to research. But it really, really helps that I actually, live in this community and enjoy shop in this community all the time. So I usually have the same wants and needs that the rest of the community has as well.
I would imagine you spent a lot of time recently on the new development on Aspen with Reesers and everything. And I know announced is a Chick-fil-A, a Come and Go, I think a Chipotle. How does all that work when it's a bigger chain like that? Do they come to you or do you reach out and say, hey, we're building this big thing?
So on that project, what we did and what Broken Arrow likes to do is working on those larger scale projects. We actually worked with the developer to recruit the businesses in that area. So our economic development agreement is with the developer in that area. Part of that was to bring in a resource or a light grocery store that could service the residents in that area, and then basically the additional 200,000 square foot of retail. So they use their brokers and the people that they work with to recruit into that area, but they always take suggestions. Anything that we offer, they'll go after and try to recruit those.
It seems to me like what you do in Broken Arrow, if you had a big business or even a popular restaurant like we were talking about, if it isn't all over town, meaning Tulsa, Owasso, Sapulpa, whatever, if you get it in Broken Arrow, that could benefit everybody, right? Because they're coming to BA to go to the place, but they live outside of town. It just seems like it's a win-win. We
do try to look for those things, and actually not even, looking at, what is next door in our neighboring cities, but also looking at other states. There's concepts, within Texas, within California, some other states that they have opportunities of businesses that might be expanding and looking for locations. And so having one of the first of those locations would really benefit not only ourselves, but neighboring residents as well.
Is it a selling point to say, we're a city of this size, we stand on our own and we have these things going on, but we're just across the line from a huge metro like Tulsa and all these others? Does that help you sell BA?
So I think what really helps sell BA is just the rapid growth that we've had over the past several years. But the housing growth is out this way. The traffic growth, that's something that they look for as well. But then also our bigger city does help because sometimes some of the requirements for business is that they have a certain population within the metro area. And so because of the population of Tulsa, Broken Arrow can be considered for a lot of those projects.
I do understand that you're about to go to the International Conference of Shopping Centers, which sounds like fun because I love the idea of where new things are going and what they're going to be. That's down in Dallas, I think. What is that event all about, and what can you bring from it and help BA?
So that event, we go to two events each year at the ICSC or the International Shopping Centers, and really gives us an opportunity to talk to businesses face to face that might be wanting to come into the Broken Arrow market. Gives us an opportunity to meet up with property owners or developers that maybe have land within Broken Arrow that don't necessarily live in this area, to talk about their development and what they're looking to provide into the area. Also working to help them with their recruitment of some of those businesses. And so usually we have an opportunity to meet new businesses and just to build relationships to bring more people here.
We're talking with Jennifer Rush. She's the Broken Arrow Economic Development Manager, sitting in for Michael Spurgeon today on the BA Breakdown. Is there something, Jennifer, you can look at recently? I mentioned the project on Aspen. Is there something else that you're really proud of Broken Arrow has done recently?
So I would have to say the amphitheater is something that I'm really proud of that we've brought. I don't only do economic development, but I also manage the tourism office. And so the amphitheater is going to be a great tourism asset to our city. It's also going to help with growth out in that area. And so it'll drive traffic out that way. And so that will allow the other businesses to want to be out there. So I'm very excited about that project.
Yeah, a lot of people are really pumped for it. And every little thing that gets notched on the belt, like the Live Nation announcement last week, it's just one step closer to reality. And you can feel that in the air. People are really getting excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll put you on the spot here. One last question for you. Is there a business or something that's coming to BA that may not be widely known yet you can tell us?
Let me think. I do not know if I have anything that I'm able to disclose at this moment.
I like those.
That's a great question. So typically one of the things that we do as far as economic development is, one of our pillars is confidentiality. And so typically that's really, really important because if an announcement is made before a company is ready to announce, that could also mean that a competitor could come in and could, derail their project. And so I don't know that I've visited with anybody. I wish I would have, and I could make a breaking announcement on the phone.
That's cool. Well, I appreciate it. And I think those businesses are happy that you don't go spill the beans too early on the radio. So that's probably good business, Jennifer.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Well, thanks for sitting in for Michael today. It's been good chatting with you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. He has big shoes to fill, and so I'm glad to talk about the great things going on in Broken Arrow.